whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today, but if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on through our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace. What's going on, family? Sorry for the little delay. This is the one and only yours truly, GBoot2786. Welcome to another edition of Random Topic Tuesdays. We're going to be talking about the following, including, ladies and gentlemen, but not limited to, are the Tennessee Three really for you and me? And Dalai Lama apologizes for telling 9-year-old boy to, quote, suck his tongue. All this and more, ladies and gentlemen, on our channel. Before we begin, I do want to point out and pay a little advertisement for you all. And of course, as you know, you can support our channel by dropping a gift at the Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, or Venmo at the link at the bottom. Support our channel. As you know, we're not monetized. Also, if you would like to support me, you can purchase the book, The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby, available on Amazon Kindle. And also, ladies and gentlemen, you can go to the Facebook page at Commonwealth Cos. Also, go and check out some Nani's Creole blends. Try it on chicken, meat, or fish. Nani's goes great with every dish. Matter of fact, I got to show you all the new commercial that I have for my ad that was done by a sister by the name of Dee Tupman. And Dee Tupman did a fantastic job on the commercial. I want to share that for you all just right fast before we get started. And I know Dee is not, usually she's not on this channel, but if she does see this, I just want to thank her for this. And I'm going to play that for y'all right now. So hold on one second.
Gavin and his father created an authentic Creole-style seasoning called Nani's.
All right, so we just tried the chicken, and we put tried the chicken with some Nani's. We added some Nani's Creole blends that y'all saw earlier, and then it's shout out to that. How was it? It goes great, obviously. That's what he said. So that's Nani's Creole blends, ladies and gentlemen. You can go to our website, Nani's, Nonis, CreoleBlends.com. NONISCREOLEBLENDS.com, ladies and gentlemen. Try it on chicken, meat, or fish. Nani's goes great with every dish. Oh, I can smell it right there. Yeah. Go ahead. You got to do it. Anyway, guys, try it on chicken, meat, or fish. Nani's goes great with every dish. Go to NonisCreoleBlends.com and order you some Nani's Creole blends, ladies and gentlemen. Happy 4th of July. Oh, we're going to try some more. Can't wait for the burgers.
Make your food more flavorful. Chicken, meat or fish, Nani's goes great with every dish. Order at naniscreoleblends.com. We all know and love our B1 brother Gavin, also known as G-Boot. Born and raised in New Orleans, Gavin and his father created an authentic...
That is the ad. Shout out to our sister. Shout out to our sister, D. Tupman. Again, thank you for the ad. It's beautiful. We're going to go ahead and get started, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button right now. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button right now. So before I came on here, we're going to deal with the Dalai Lama in a minute. But I do want to talk about something that happened yesterday. I was making my way back from, as we were making our way back from our trip, we were watching the news in the hotel room, and we saw about the shooting that took place out in Louisville that this past Monday, where a guy shot up a bank. Now, there actually was video footage. The guy was live streaming the shooting, and apparently he used an AR-15. It resulted in the deaths of 6 people. 9 people were injured. The shooter was named Connor James Sturgeon. And what has come out, ladies and gentlemen, now I was watching Inside the Edition. They have tried to use they're trying to already state that he likely had a series of concussions. Now, he was a wrestler, apparently, and the way they were trying to say it on Inside Edition was that being as a wrestler, could the concussions that he had suffered had some type of impact a la CTE. Now, they tried to do this thing and looked at it even with Chris Benoit. You remember the wrestler back in 2007, famous WWE wrestler. Actually, I remember him from WCW. He was called the Crippler. When he was scheduled to appear on a pay-per-view event, instead, police officers went to his house and found his body along with the bodies of his wife and son had been deceased. In a murder, what apparently was a murder-suicide. Now, they're raising this stuff by saying he was a star athlete that suffered multiple concussions. He was a wrestler. He played, I believe he also, if I'm not mistaken, had basketball, which necessarily doesn't cause concussions, but wrestling, obviously slamming the mat, it could. But I wanted to point this out and bring this out how, and perhaps it could be true. We're learning new things about CTE. But how often, when they try to give the benefit of the doubt to one of their own, do you think that would happen if this man were a black man? And body camera footage was released of this. And one of the things they talked about, and I have to point this out, is they mentioned the toll of emotional toll of treating gun violence victims. They brought the Louisville hospital surgeon out. All of this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at this. They're all talking about AR-15s. They're talking about rifles and the weapons they use. Make no mistake about it. There is a point in this country that they want to take away your guns. I know people say, oh, that can't happen. They ain't going to do that. The truth is stranger than fiction. The truth is stranger than fiction. Now, not going to talk too much about the shooting that had taken place. Rest in peace to the deceased. One of them people that was killed was a sister who actually was expecting her 5th grandchild. I believe her name is Juliana Farmer, she's 45. So they had Joshua Barrick, who was a senior vice president, Tommy Elliott, 63, who was also a senior vice president, Jim Tutt Jr., a commercial real estate marketing executive. I mentioned Julianne Farmer, she was a loan analyst, and Deanna Eckhart, who was 57, and an executive administrator. So God bless these individuals, but make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, they do want to push for, they will use incidents like this for tougher gun control laws. And what you saw in Tennessee, and I want to talk about that, that's our next thing. I pose the question, who are the Tennessee Three? Now, it is not the band that I'm talking about. They call the Tennessee Three the three us representatives. They're actually calling these guys civil rights leaders, which I can't even imagine. But you read this article from the Daily Beast. I'm going to talk about the Louisville shooter more on Thursday as I discuss it with with Sean. But you read the Daily Beast here. I'm sorry, let me take this banner down. And excuse me if I don't come on. I'm not on camera right now. I'm a little more relaxed today. I don't know if y'all want to see me, but I'm in my jammies talking to y'all. I just got out the shower, had a good day at work, just coming back from vacay, and I got to tell you, this vertigo is killing me. You know, that's motion sickness. But anyway, this says here how the Tennessee Three backlash fits into Dems' 2024 plan. Now, if you remember last week, when the expulsion of hearings were going on for these three representatives, Vice President Kamala Harris actually visited the Tennessee legislature to show their support. And their expulsion, although all of them were not expelled, the only two that were expelled were the black ones. And according to my sources, one, Justin Jones, has been reinstated. Now, he was reinstated 3 days afterwards, and now the Shelby County is calling for a meeting to vote on Justin Pearson. So he was reinstated after a vote by the Nashville City Council. And they're trying to push this now. Let me just say this. They led this protest with a bullhorn inside the House of the House legislature. Now, I don't consider this a civil rights cause. They're calling these guys civil rights leaders. I actually heard them say that over this, stating they're fighting. Now, I will point out the white woman was not ejected, which was bad. You know, obviously was racist in my mind. I'm not defending the Republicans. It's not what I'm doing. But what I have a problem with is that they use black tokens and black faces as a result to push their agendas. Now, you looked at this. They said videos of their defiant speeches racked up millions of views on social media. Top figures in the Democratic Party like Gavin Newsom and Chris Murphy marshaled hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of online grassroots campaign contributions to both Representative Justin Jones and Justin Pearson and to the Tennessee Democratic Party. So, millions of people who might not otherwise have cared about the machinations and players in the state house of a deep red state were all of a sudden devouring information about it. Those striking responses reflect a sea of change within the Democratic Party, national energy, outrage, and dollars flowing to fierce battles unfolding in the state capitals they once neglected. After losing hundreds of state legislative seats nationwide in 2010s, Democrats began reversing the trend in 2022, Backlash to the Supreme Court's overturning of Roe v. Wade, among other things, fueled successful campaigns to flip houses in places like Michigan and Minnesota. To Democrats who have toiled for years to rebuild state level power, the reaction to what unfolded in Tennessee not only crystallizes the party's recent shift, but signals the increased investment they believe is coming to states where Democrats hope to make gains in the 2024 election cycle. Christiana Palozzi, communications director for the Democrats official state legislative campaign arm, said the breadth and depth to the reaction would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. So I'm just reading this and I'm going in further. This is the first time I was reading it before I came on. But as I read this in depth, I'm reading this out loud for you. So last year, the viral response to a speech by a little known Michigan state senator named Mallory McMorrow, pushing back against GOP culture war talking points, heralded Democratic renewed energy for state level battles. McMorrow told the Daily Beast she was shocked by how quick the party mobilized in the wake of the Tennessee expulsion, but also really relieved because these are the things that happen in the state houses around the country. Now, we have had our brother, Judge Joe Brown, here on this channel before. You know, he is from Tennessee. He is running for mayor of Memphis. And when he was on the Real Dana with the Data show this past week, obviously he was, and he made it clear he was against what they were doing because he is pro Second Amendment. And Tennessee is what what they call a shall carry state, meaning if you are a law abiding citizen, you do have a right to own a gun and open carry. From my understanding, that's what he was stating of the law. In Louisiana, we are a shall issue state as well. We do have concealed carry permits, but I noticed in some states, and I think even in Texas, they've had laws that were in place where you can have a gun whether you didn't need a permit or not. You can open carry and you can conceal it, per my understanding. Louisiana, we don't have that just yet, although we are an open carry. You can open carry. You can get a concealed handgun permit. Now, you can, I guess, tie in all of this stuff. When you look at what happened with the mass shooting and this, I see them trying to use this as a catalyst to keep the Democrats in power in 2024, in particular, to keep Joe Biden in the White House. Now, this one incident, however, does not, and I will say this when you read articles, especially from the Daily Beast, who is known to side with the left. Hold on, I'm sorry. I got this banner up and it shouldn't be. All right, my bad. What I was stating was when they have articles like this from the Daily Beast, which is a far left wing news site, notice the things that they talk about in this article and tying it in with the mass shooting and tying it in with the Dems. You know, they're pushing for gun control. The Republicans, not so much. The reason why people are going, especially blacks, we're asking for the Democrats to do things for us is because they're the ones who pander to us all the time, trying to get us to go out and vote. Since we know that the Republicans have given up on trying to secure the black vote. Now, you read this, it goes further. Indeed, Democrats agree, now this is the stuff I'm talking about, that state level battles hardly feel confined to their respective borders in an era of not just viral floor speeches, but copycat legislation and coordinated policy pushes across state lines. Faced with a gridlocked Congress and seismic federal court decisions, state legislatures are increasingly emerging as the country's top venues for resolving urgency policy questions like abortion rights, gun safety, and LGBTQ rights, while lawmakers also litigate the most hot-button cultural war issues. Here's the thing. They say this here, litigate the most hot-button cultural war issues. What does that have to do with rights? How is that a right? You have a right to be born. You have a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That does not mean your rights can infringe on other people, however. Just because you may like getting money, if you did it illegally, where you stole money from somebody else, we have laws against that. We have, if somebody says they like killing, we have laws called first degree murder, capital offense, that punishes those that commit those crimes, because we say as a society this is not acceptable. We have rules and balances in place, but now everything is a right. They're talking about, you read even up at the top, abortion rights, gun safety, LGBTQ rights. How does that affect Black people? It doesn't. It has nothing to do with it. But I will say, and yes, I didn't like what the Republicans did because they didn't boot the white woman. Yes, it was racial. But are they being you? But are these men truly, Justin Jones and Justin Pearson, are they truly for Black people, or are they pushing a demagogic agenda? Because what I'm seeing more and more is an agenda that's being pushed. Now, actually, this is some video from courtesy of MSNBC News. I want y'all to look at this right quick. Now, look.
To silence us will stop us. But
hours earlier, the Nashville Metro Council voting unanimous, turning to the Tennessee State House just days after the Republican-led legislature expelled him.
No expulsion, no attempt to silence us will stop us. But
hours earlier, the Nashville Metro Council voting unanimously to reappoint Jones back to his seat on an interim basis.
I, Justin Jones.
Jones sworn in on the state capitol steps before re-entering the building surrounded by hundreds of supporters.
There comes a time where time itself is ready for change, and the world is watching because that time has come to Nashville and Tennessee.
His unprecedented removal after Jones and two other Democrats joined protesters on the floor of the State House to call for stricter gun control laws.
Now they did this. Now here's the thing with the news article, with the news story, because it's disingenuous. Yes, there was a protest, but they disrupted the proceedings in the House. That's the thing. That's why they were objected. I'm all for free speech. People have a right to their opinion. They disagree with laws. Sure, they should be able to speak without being punished. Yes, I respect the right to protest. Freedom of speech, however, what a lot of people forget and don't understand, and the Supreme Court has even said this, there is something called time, place, and manner regulations that are in place. If I protested, if I'm exercising my First Amendment rights, but I'm blocking traffic, I'm doing this in the middle of the day, traffic is gridlock. There is something in a law called impeding traffic. You can be cited for that. Now, if I was on the sidewalk doing it, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. There are some stuff you have to stay away from. But they use this ploy, and I want to say this too, with regards to the gun violence. I do want to point out, and it should be noted, when they mention gun violence and mass shootings, while it is true, most of the mass shootings, they do use an AR-15. Most shootings and gun violence overall is done with handguns. Why? Because they're easy to conceal, according to the statistics from the FBI. And most of the time, I found, even with some of the recent statistics, those that are armed, especially law-abiding citizens in areas, you don't find high crime rates. So you have to be able to decide, ladies and gentlemen, which do you want? If you don't want violence overall, then fine. But if you just say, I just want gun violence, then I want to get rid of gun violence, then what about the people that get stabbed? What about the people that get blown up with fertilizer, like Timothy McVeigh supposedly did? Another thing, too, if you are a Black Lives Matter supporter and you want to defund the police, then are you okay? You don't want citizens to be armed, but are you okay with police officers having the same weaponry or even more?
Laws after the deadly school shooting in Nashville. Republicans say the trio broke House rules. Representative Gloria Johnson welcomed her colleague back to the State House Monday, tweeting this photo next to Jones, simply writing, "Justice." Unlike Jones, a motion to oust her on Thursday narrowly failed by just one vote. Johnson says it's because she's white, something Republican lawmakers vehemently deny. On Wednesday, the other ousted representative, Justin
Now
Pearson's
look at
district in
the sign in
Memphis,
the back.
is expected to hold a special
Now,
session
sign in the back.
is expected to hold a special session. The other ousted
The sign says, you can clearly see here, gays against guns. That looks like Tamika Mallory. Is that her? Y'all already know the story about her.
Wednesday, the other ousted representative, Justin Pearson's district in Memphis, is expected to hold a special session to discuss whether he'll be reinstated. The Republican Tennessee House Speaker says he will seat whomever is selected to fill the two spots. A spokesperson for Cameron Sexton telling NBC News those two individuals will be seated as representatives as the Constitution requires. This morning, Jones says his focus is getting back to work for the people of Nashville.
I was honored to walk into that chamber today and be able to cast a vote for my district and for the people who sent me there to be their voice.
Now, Monday's decision is just the beginning for Jones because he was temporarily appointed to fill that seat. He will be facing a special election in coming months. Additionally, on Wednesday, the Shelby County Commission will be deciding the fate of Representative Justin Pearson. If he too is reappointed, he will also face a special election. Savannah?
All right, Katie, thank you. Get right to our top story this morning, another mass shooting in this country.
Yeah, so that was Cadillac Mallory. And look, go get your money. If you're trying to get paid in this country, I dig it. But I guess people don't. What you're using our people to push agendas. I talked about that on the last live stream. How there's no hiding these agendas that they're placing it. You're talking about homosexual agenda, transgender agenda, a gun control agenda. They're pulling out all the stops and they're using blackface to do so. And they're going to use this as another dog and pony show to try and get black people out in 2024 to support Joe Biden. For Gavin Richard, I can tell you it's not happening. I'm not voting for, I can't vote for Joe Biden. I probably, and I may get in trouble for saying this. I don't care. I probably wouldn't vote at all just because nothing that these politicians have given us means anything. If I vote legally, if I vote locally is one thing, but to support a president that has continued to deny African American, Black Americans rights, reparations. You say you supported reparations, but then you backtrack. You state, well, we want reparations. Well, he didn't say he supported reparations. I apologize. He's been flat out against it, depending on how much the amount of money it is. And he also said it depends if Native Americans are involved. Even though when he was vice president, if he recalled, under the Obama administration, they gave hundreds of millions of dollars to Native American tribes. So the money is there if they want to give it to you. But the problem is they don't want to spend a dime among black people. Do not be fooled, brothers and sisters. So I'm not falling for that shit. Y'all shouldn't either. I'm sorry. Something came up on my screen. Yeah. Yeah, don't fall for this stuff. Yeah, we'll hold your vote. They offer some tangibles, we can talk. If there are no tangibles on the table, then I'm not doing it. Don't vote. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. But y'all see what I'm talking about here. And just read the article here. I mean, look, it's the Daily Beast. It's clear. You saw from the video when you saw those, when you saw to me, if I see Tamika Mallory, I'm running other way. It's just like with Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton used to do the same thing. We would show up with a bullhorn and start talking. Even Professor Black Truth was talking about that this morning. And if this doesn't tell you that these men aren't backed by certain individuals, then I highly question your IQ. You got to get a grip on reality if you don't think they're back. This is banana in the tailpipe, yeah. You've been hoodwinked, run amok, bamboozled. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I got that in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, by the way. Speaking of which, let's go ahead. Last thing I want to talk about. I don't want to be too, like I said, this is not going to be a long show. But, and look, you know what? I'll come on the screen. Go ahead. All right. Excuse me, y'all. How y'all doing? I made till now to come on screen. I was going to be off screen with it, but I'll just go ahead and show my beautiful, handsome face. Try it on chicken, meat, or fish. And all this goes great with every dish. Thank you, Darius. Shout out to Danielle. Shout out to Pirate Brain. Computer Robots. He always texts me through Facebook asking, Gavin, what's the show going to be about tonight? It's like, I don't know if I'm going to have a show. I didn't think I was going to come on and do a show with y'all, but I said I'd just do it. Why not? You know, I've been talking, you know, I stated I'm never going to do these shows again. I've said that about 10 times. I can count in the last 3 years that I've been doing this. And I still come back to you. Wish I got paid doing it. You know, the YouTube algorithm could benefit me. I would hope one. But I got to talk about this. So let's go ahead and talk about this last topic. This, and I had it in my picture. Not in my picture. It's not. I had it in the description because we got a picture of an 87-year-old Tibetan man telling a little boy to suck his tongue. Now, I don't want to offend anybody, especially of that, anybody's religion. People have a right to believe what they want to believe. Um, you know, Buddhism is one of the largest religions in the world. Uh, it's been around for about 2,000, let's say 2,500 years. It's the fourth largest religion in the world. Christianity is first, followed by Islam. Third is irreligion, which I don't understand what that is. I guess, it's just atheistic. They just call it that, but they link, I guess, atheism, uh, agnost- agnosticism, and so forth. All that other isms in it. Uh, there's Hinduism, which is fourth. They have Buddhism as fifth. I'm just looking at it from these are the major groups. The Dalai Lama The Dalai Lama is a Tibetan Buddhist. He represents the Tibetan people. He's the 14th Dalai Lama. And he was Tibetan. He is from Tibet. Now, that is his title. Yeah, he's the Dalai Lama. This is his title. But let's talk about what he did on stage. Now, this video it's gotten over 5.5 million views. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble playing it. There's a blurred out version of it. I went on Twitter and this came up because I just put his name in the search and this is what people are talking about because it's on his main page. He issued an apology for this, but basically what he did was he was on a stage and a little Indian boy had to have been no more. He was 9 years old. I had 10. Had asked to hug him, and some of you need for news purposes. Now this is done in public, and look, this is just news. But I mean, if it's on Twitter, it's on CNN. They even have pictures of it. They had they have pictures of it. They had the video, so I should not be getting any type of flack from anybody if it's on YouTube and it's up, especially since it has been reported by every major news network and seen throughout the world. Now he's apologized for it, but I'm gonna play the video. I'm gonna play it just so you all understand what's going on here. And I was disgusted. So here it is.
The Dalai Lama has apologized after a video showing him kissing a boy sparked outrage on social media. This happened back in February at an event in India. Now, the video shows the spiritual leader kissing a boy on the lips and then sticking his tongue out and asking the child to, quote, suck my tongue. The Dalai Lama's office issued a statement saying His Holiness often teases people he meets in an innocent and playful way, and that the 87-year-old does regret this incident.
So he regrets the incident. But this is what happened. So I'm going to play the uncensored. I want to play exactly what he says, so I don't want anybody, there's no confusion about what happened. Now, he is apparently this kid came up to him, was a fan. I may not say a fan, I apologize, but I don't know if he's a follower of Buddhism or what, but respects him. But this is what happened. They kissed the kid on the lips. All right, I'm gonna stop right there. Now, at first, I had to look at it, and the reason why when I was seeing this, I saw this. I was on vacation. It was trending. I didn't know what was going on. So before I condemn somebody, before I speak out against something, I wanted to know exactly why the Dalai Lama was trending. I thought he had passed away, but turns out he was trending from this, and this was taken back in February. Now, that may I don't want to even think about that, Darius. Now, sometimes I know you. There's one thing with being playful. I've seen people, adults, I've seen kids run up on stage. I saw a kid run up when the Pope was giving a speech or talking, and he was waving at the kid, and he hugged the kid, and the kid sat. I think he held the kid at one point. That in and of itself wasn't harmful, in my opinion. I'm just being fair. Now, when the kid kissed him on the cheek, I was like, okay, old man trying to get a kiss from a kid. Is it pedophile behavior? I don't know. I won't go. I don't like to just throw out that. But then, as you saw it, and they got more touchy feely, kiss me on the lips, and then now suck my tongue. That's what this is what His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, is preaching in Buddhism. This is who who represents you. And what got me, and I'm looking at this now, you all saw that picture and you see it. This was not something done in private. This was in public. This was viewed by, obviously there had to have been hundreds of people there present, because you hear the rounds of applause. There were people there. There were adults. Now, yes, in a different country, they have different rules and laws and regulations. They look at things differently, but the adults didn't get up and do anything. Now, we in America, if this was the United States, it'd be different. I would have to, honestly, if I was there, if I was the boy's father, I would have pulled his diaper off and kicked him in his balls about several times and then punched him in his face. He said Joe Biden has done this. But I know Joe Biden has said some weird about the cockroach and stuff. I used to sit kids on his knee. He said something like that when he was running for president, which was weird. Real cringy. But yeah, he apologized because he was getting a backlash. Now, if there is something I don't like about this is, why is this getting attention now? If this happened in February, I don't understand why it's just started trending and nobody saw it. I can also say, as a person, everybody here has made mistakes. Are there things people have done that are not unforgivable if they truly make amends for it? Do I think his apology is legit? I think his apology, in my opinion, is based off this reaction he got. But he says he's sorry for this. He should be sorry. He should be sorry for it feel bad, but he's getting this reaction because people are not taking this stuff lightly. Yeah, it was too much. It was real creepy just looking at it. He needs, yeah. This and the Tibet, the Dalai Lama. I know that he is especially very liberal, I believe, on a lot of things. And I saw Judge yesterday. He was talking about it. Interesting enough, as a Dalai Lama, he's not married at 87 years old. I don't believe he has no children. He's considered one of the most admired men in the world. He's ranked with Pope Francis as one of the world's religious leaders, cited as the most admired. People listen to him, to these religious leaders, and they hold them in high regard. And when they do things that is or represent large organizations like the Catholic Church or the Buddhist temple, their opinions matter. People actually listen to them. And as a Buddhist, he is supposedly a nonviolent person, if I'm not mistaken. They sworn to nonviolence. I would have, if that could not be my kid. Now, here's an interesting thing. In the 1990s, the Dalai Lama's administration received $1.7 million a year in the 1960s from the United States government through the CIA Tibetan program. The purpose of this now this is interesting. The second eldest brother of the 14th Dalai Lama was a top asset of the CIA. He's still alive. His name is Gyalo Tongdup. This was to help basically relations with China. When asked by the CIA officer John Kenneth Knoss in 1995 to comment on the program, the Dalai Lama replied that though it helped the morale of those resisting the Chinese, thousands of lives were lost in resistance, and further that the United States government had involved itself in its country's affairs not to help Tibet, but only as a Cold War tactic to challenge the Chinese. Yeah, he can't go into China. Do y'all know that? The Dalai Lama cannot go into China. He's considered a criminal. Yeah, now look on how we're dealing with this. On sexuality, his stance has changed over time. A monk since childhood, the Dalai Lama has said that sex offers fleeting satisfaction and leads to trouble later, while chastity offers a better life and more independence, more freedom. He said that problems arising from conjugal life sometimes even lead to suicide or murder. He had asserted that all religions have the same view about adultery. Now, he stated in an interview that he supports same-sex marriage. He also did an interview with Out Magazine and clarified his personal opinion on the matter regarding in modern times. Now, this was in the 90s. In his discussions of the traditional Buddhist view on appropriate sexual behavior, he explained the concept of right organ and the right object at the right time, which has historically been interpreted as indicating that oral man, basically saying sex is not appropriate for Buddhas. However, he also stated in modern times all common consensual practices that do not cause harm to others are ethically acceptable, and that society should accept and respect people who are gay or transgender from a secular point of view. He clarified his opinion, saying, if someone comes to me and asks whether homosexuality is okay or not, I will ask, what is your companion's opinion? If you both agree, then I would say, if two males or two females voluntarily agree to have mutual satisfaction, it's okay. So his views on this has changed throughout time. And when I say that he's an admired person, people go to this. You know, it's just like I'm Catholic now. I remember when Pope Francis, they had a comment about Pope Francis with gays, and he said, who am I to judge? They immediately ran, stated, oh, Pope Francis is supporting homosexual rights, homosexual marriage, which he has never stated. And the point I'm bringing that up and why they're bringing it up with the Dalai Lama is that because this is a revered figure, someone who is a religious figure, people look to them for their opinion. And that's what this is. So I ask you all, what do you all think of this? What is your thoughts on what's going on here? With this, I just think the motherfucker, he's into some freaky shit. Now, what I was reading from, this was on Wikipedia. Y'all can even take a look at it, but does that play a role? Do you think that's playing a role into that? Possibly. But I thought it was interesting, yeah, that the CIA was involved in it. So he's obviously an asset to the American government. Although in the 90s he condemned the program, saying it was harmful for Tibet. Ugh. Sick bald-headed bastard. All right. Well, here's my last point. I won't use this as a condemnation. I'm not trying to attack other people's religions, because even as a practicing Catholic myself, I wouldn't want anybody to generalize and say all Catholics are like this. Obviously, not. That is not the case. I don't know all Buddhists that are like this. I haven't heard some of his supporters say anything about it, but everybody has been commenting on Twitter. Who has commented is Cardi B. Cardi B has condemned the Dalai Lama, calling him a predator, and she defended it. She said, this world is full of predators. They prey on the innocent. The ones who are most unknowing, our children. Predators could be our neighbors, our school teachers, even people with money, power, and our church is constantly talking to your kids' boundaries and what they shouldn't. Now, this is the same car. I got to say this, though. I'm not trying to end up like Tasha K. But this is the same Cardi B who admitted that she drugged and robbed men who wanted to have sex with her to take their money when she was working as a stripper. And she defended herself saying, I had very limited options. Now, I'm not going to make this about her, but yes, of course, Danielle. I know you're going to go in. She ditched the lifestyle since she got money. She ditched that lifestyle. No, she ditched the lifestyle because she got paid when she got in the music business. If she wasn't who she is now, you don't think Cardi B, this is my opinion, you don't think Cardi B would still be doing this stuff? Yeah, she'd probably stop if she ended up in jail or dead, because that type of life, that lifestyle that they live, and a lot of rappers who want to be gangsters and so forth, who go around preaching that gang life stuff, they don't realize you got to be looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life. Now, of course, she wasn't like a gangster, but she was robbing and drugging men. But look, she married Offset. Yeah, but remember when she married and got involved with Offset was when she became Cardi B, popular with Kodak Black, with Kodak Yellow. Because I with the deal with Tasha K and what got her in trouble was that she, well, here's the thing. I knew who Tasha K was, but I'm not exactly familiar of it with the particulars of that. But here's the thing. Cardi B has money. She had the ability to hire attorneys who could obviously bring about a court case against her. And she's very popular, which also means the jury knows who she is, versus Tasha K. The problem, I think, with Tasha K and what she did, she had stated some things that were not, accordingly, not true. She was talking about the fact that she had been unfaithful to her husband, performed a sex act with a bottle, and had contracted herpes. And that's why she alleged defamatory comments. So she said stuff that couldn't be true. What I'm talking about with Cardi B admitting to drugging and robbing men, she's admitted to that out of her own mouth. So that is not Bodak Yellow. Yeah. So one who cares, that is why Tasha K is having to pay money to Cardi B, which obviously she can't afford. She just lost her appeal, by the way. So especially when I come on here and we're talking about this stuff, it's important, number one, to always have your facts lined up. Make sure your sources are correct, because some places we quote, and it's happened to me before, even if they are purported news sources, I always mention the source where I get it from and show it and share it. That way I have a screenshot, a receipt of that, so everyone can see. I'm not going to get in trouble like Tasha K, because what she was stating was basically gossiping something that wasn't true. So that's why she got in trouble with that. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen, if you have Any questions or comments? If there's a video you'd like me to drop, you can shoot me an email, gavin.jiggers1@gmail.com. I'm about to get up out of here, you guys. Support me also by going to Patreon to see videos that you won't find on YouTube. I'm actually going to be uploading my set from the Kenan Thompson show so everybody can see. That happened a few weeks ago. I'd also like for you all to make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Get the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cobbs meet on Amazon Kindle. Donate to the Cash App, PayPal, Zelle if you'd like to support our channel, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to wrap this up. Also, go to you can also buy Gotta Get On Up on iTunes and Video Soul as well on those channels, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap this one up, guys. Y'all be safe and be blessed. We'll be back on Thursday with Sean. Go to Amazon on, if you talk about Katrina Eyes Have Not Seen, Ears Have Not Heard, you can go to authorhouse.com or Amazon and purchase that book, 23423. All right. Thank y'all very much, guys. Peace and blessings. Love y'all. I'll be back Thursday with Sean. We're going to talk more about this gunman out in Louisville and also some other things. So I can't wait to have you back and see y'all again. All right, family. Peace out.